Hello and welcome back to another one of my FPL videos. I of course am the FPL train, and in this video we're going to be taking a look at some transfer plans ahead of Game Week 33. Can you believe it? Not long now until the end of the season. So yeah, we're going to be looking at what transfers to make ahead of this game week. But obviously the big game week is going to be Game Week 34, where it's of course a big double game week. And if you have used your free hit, you've got to really use these transfers for this game week particularly smart. So you focus on Game Week 34 really. But yeah, we'll be looking at some transfers ahead of Game Week 33. And of course, we'll be looking back on Game Week 32 and the transfers I recommended there, which you can already see anyway. But before I go through these three guys here, let's not forget, in Game Week 31, I recommended for 32 to go for Mbumu. Now, he didn't play that well in the previous game week because, well, he didn't start and he came off bench and he didn't do anything. But I said as soon as he starts, he'll start smashing it. He started in the last game week and he scored against Aston Villa. So yeah, if you did go for that transfer a few game weeks ago, well done, fair play. Yeah, at least that one worked out eventually, but it obviously didn't work out the previous game week. But anyways, the transfers I recommended last week. So starting us off, wasn't a great start really, was it? So I said, if you got any Aston Villa defenders like a Konza or something, probably best to get rid of them because I don't see much in terms of any clean sheet really. And to be fair, Villa's clean sheets haven't been the most amazing this season. Well, who's has to be fair? But yeah, they were disappointing. They conceded 3 goals against Aston Villa, which is kind of crazy. I mean, they were 2-0 up, I think, at one point. So yeah, that was shocking. But the replacement, it felt like a guarantee. You know, anybody who's going to get Sheffield United, they've got a good chance of keeping a clean sheet, particularly if you're one of the top teams, quotes. Because obviously Chelsea is supposed to be a top team. They've got top players, I guess. And they were terrible yet again. They conceded not 1, but 2 goals against Sheffield United. So both of these guys, and Konza and Dizazi, both came away with 1 point each. I don't know who it was, but somebody quoted Dizazi's disaster, which was kind of funny when I heard it. I can't remember where I heard it now, but yeah, that is literally the definition of Chelsea as well. Absolutely shocking that is at the back to concede 2 goals. This is why I won't be going for double Chelsea when I do finally use my wild card. With the midfield change on here though, I did go for Eze out, who obviously had a difficult fixture against Man City. We weren't expecting much. For Kai Havertz, who absolutely smashed it against Brighton. 14 points overall. We got a goal, absolutely smashed it. He got the clean sheet. Did he get an assist? I'll have to double check that. I can't actually remember. Yeah, he got an assist as well. And then obviously he took away all 3 bonus points. So he absolutely crushed it. I'm really happy with that one. Absolutely smashed it against Brighton. So yeah, fair play if anybody went for him. He's somebody a lot of people have been going on about, saying I should go for him really. He's looking really good. And I'm probably in that same boat, whereas I like the look of him, but I still haven't gone for him. I don't know what it is, but I just seem to be okay at the minute with one Arsenal attacker. But yeah, fair play. Havertz absolutely smashed it. I at least got that one right. Because the last one, I mean, it was a goalkeeper change I went for. Now, I went for Sarr to bring in because, look, I felt like Wolves were going to do pretty well against West Ham. Obviously, Areola's out injured, which is why I recommended to get rid of him. But, of course, the obvious choice was to go for Jordan Pickford, it turns out. Because he did play Burnley at home. Now, I've got to say, I was disappointed with Wolves, to be fair. Now, when you look at their clean sheets overall, to only have 4 clean sheets all season is pretty bad, to be fair. So, I should have really saw it coming. But yeah, disappointing overall that was, to only come away with the points that he did. I mean, I still expected maybe a save point here and there, but to come away with just a single point was pretty shocking. So, 1 out of 3 was pretty poor, to be fair. But at least Havertz absolutely smashed it. But the other 2 was just dire. Now then, let's kick off then with the transfers for Game Week 33 then. The first one I'm going to recommend is bringing in Virgil van Dijk. Now, when you're looking ahead to obviously Game Week 34, which is obviously a big double game week, and clean sheets, let's face it, it just seems to be impossible to find this season. I've looked at it and Liverpool, I think, are the best option to go for. They've got a nice fixture in Game Week 33, Crystal Palace, and then they've got a nice double game week in Fulham and Everton. I mean, both of them being away from home isn't exactly ideal, but, you know, Liverpool, they've got to go for the title. I do think they can keep clean sheets in both of these games, to be fair. And then when you look at which Liverpool defender to go for, Virgil van Dijk is probably the best option. I mean, he's not the most attacking, but he's definitely the best option in terms of getting minutes. Conor Bradley is a great option. He's cheap, but he got subbed off early. He got yellow card, obviously, in the last game, you know. But there is a high chance he's going to get subbed off. And he could even get rotated in the second double game week fixture. Same with Andrew Robertson. He's obviously been phenomenal in the past, but this season, a lot of injuries, so a lot of rotation for him. And it's just not worth going for. And the centre-half position is exactly the same. It gets rotated. So there is nobody else to look at other than Virgil van Dijk. And when you look at other fixtures, I just feel like Liverpool's defence is probably the best to go for over the next couple of game weeks, just purely based on the fact that obviously they're the best team to go for. I mean, you could say maybe go for an Arsenal defender. Most people are already doubled up on their Arsenal defence, and Liverpool's double game week and game week 33 fixture, should I say, is much, much better. So the replacement obviously I've got on here is Kyle Walker. It's pretty obvious, really. The guy's injured. I mean, he does have a nice fixture for 33, but he's injured, so it just makes sense to get rid of him. With the next change on here, this is somebody, well, it's close to my heart, and that is James Maddison. Because I own James Maddison, and if you own James Maddison, I feel for you too. Just like I hope you feel for me as well. Because he has been awful now for quite some time. Since I brought him into my team in game week 29, he has done absolutely bugger all. He has been absolutely shocking. He gets subbed off early. He should have been sent off last week or at the weekend. What the hell was he thinking? Thankfully, he's English and he got away with it. But oh my word, what was he doing? I got away with that one, but yeah, he has been absolutely diabolical. I mean, he's one of a couple of reasons why my rank's not doing very well at the minute. But yeah, I mean, even the fact that he's been poor, his fixtures are also poor as well. So game week 33, he's got Newcastle away. Don't see him doing much there. 34, the big double game week, he blanks. And then obviously he does have a double game week in 35, but he's got Arsenal and Chelsea. And then in 36, he's got Liverpool. So he's not desirable in the slightest at the moment. He's not creating much. He's an hard watch right now. Honestly, I regret so much bringing him into my team, and definitely recommend getting rid of him. The replacement on here, Bruno Fernandes, a guy at the minute in a bit of a purple patch, let's just say. Now, he doesn't have a double game week in 34, but he does have Sheffield United at home. Obviously, they have a team to go for, them and Burnley. Those are the two teams you target. They're the team that concede the goals. And obviously, Bruno, like I just mentioned, is in a purple patch right now. He scored 4 goals now. Well, sorry, 3 goals in his last 4 games, which is pretty decent, to be fair. Finally, for him. Finally getting a few goals. I mean, he scored a great goal the other day. But yeah, but you look at the fixtures as well. So, Bournemouth away, not the worst fixture in the world. Then, like I said, Sheffield United at home, great fixture. And then to top it off, not only does he have Sheffield United at home, but he's got Burnley as well at home. The 2 best fixtures to go for this season, he's got in 34 and 35 back to back. That is incredible. And then a fixture against Crystal Palace away. So 4 fixtures, he can easily get something in. It seems like a no-brainer to go for him. Yes, he does not have a double game week in 34, but he has Sheffield United. It's the best fixtures to have. It just makes sense to bring in Bruno Fernandes at this stage of the season. And now that leads me on to my final transfer here, and it's not a forward change yet again. Honestly, looking at the forwards, and just not desirable to talk about, to be honest. Midfield is a lot better at the moment, so I've decided to bring up another midfield change here. And that is obviously, first of all, get rid of Douglas Luiz, who is suspended for game week 33. I mean, it wasn't exactly the easy fixture either, against Arsenal away. So I wouldn't have recommended having an Arsenal an Aston Villa midfielder for game week 33. And the guy to bring in, oh god, this one pains me to say it, but it is Luis Diaz. Now, I got rid of Luis Diaz in game week 29 because he was, well, blanking. And it felt like it made sense at the time. And now since then, I actually brought him in. I took him out for Maddison. And since then, he scored in the last 3 game weeks, which has really killed me, to be fair. Really has. So, the guy's in a bit of form, like Bruno Fernandes, a bit of a purple patch himself. And his fixtures, like I mentioned, Virgil van Dijk, are pretty decent. So, Game week 33, Crystal Palace at home, nice fixture. Double game week in 34, can't complain, even though they are away, as is game week 35 against West Ham. And then he's at home to Spurs. And also should I say, we've got to mention the fact that Liverpool's injuries meant he's been starting all these games. He's been playing 90 minutes. He's been absolutely incredible these last 3 game weeks. So, yeah, it just makes sense to go for him. And, of course, he's a much cheaper option. Well, I wouldn't say he's a much cheaper option than Douglas Luiz, but in my head there, I've got James Maddison. But, yeah, he's a nice option. He's got a good price. So, yeah, it just makes sense to go for Luis Diaz. And obviously, Douglas Luiz, you know, yes, he's got a nice fixture in 34, but it's not a double game week, whereas obviously Luis Diaz has the double game week. So, those are the transfers I would recommend for game week 33. Obviously, Bruno doesn't, like I said, doesn't have the double game week in 34, but I still think he's a great option. And of course, I feel like you have to have Liverpool assets for the next couple of game weeks. So, let me know what you think of these transfers. Let me know if there's anybody that's absolutely crazy that nobody's talking about going for, because I really did look at trying to go for somebody that nobody's talking about, nobody would even consider, but it's quite hard at the moment just because of the double game week 34. You've really got to focus on that and have actually a decent double game week. But yeah, let me know what who you're thinking about bringing in. Please, as well, if you did like this video, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to this channel, and I'll see you all on the next one.